This is section 5.5 on solving equations. On number 47, we want to add 1 over to the right-hand side. So we have 4 cosine squared is equal to 1. We'll divide by 4, so cosine squared is 1/4. And then square root both sides. Cosine of x, not cosine squared. Cosine of x is equal to plus or minus 1/2. And cosine of x is 1/2 at pi over 3. 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, and 5 pi over 3. On 59, we can factor a sign out, and we get 1 plus 2 cosine of x. And now we set each of these equal to 0. Sine of x equals 0. 1 plus 2 cosine of x is equal to 0. Sine is 0 at 0 and pi. Let's minus 1 over. Divide by 2. And cosine is negative 1/2 at 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. On number 66, let's factor. And we get on 66, let's change sine squared to 1 minus cosine squared. And then we have plus 4 cosine of x minus 5 is equal to 0. We'll distribute the 4 through. We have 4 cosine squared x plus 4 cosine of x minus 5 is equal to 0. And then let's add everything over to the other side. We have 0 is equal to 4 cosine squared x minus 4 cosine of x. On the left-hand side, 4 minus 5 is negative 1, but then when we add it to the other side, that'll be plus 1. We can factor 2 cosine x and 2 cosine of x, and then minus 1 and minus 1. Now, these are exactly the same. We only have to solve one of them. We have 2 cosine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. And we're going to add 1 over and divide by 2. Cosine is 1/2 at pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. For 68, let's change cosine squared. Well, it doesn't matter. I think, yeah, let's leave this one. It doesn't matter which one we change. Let's change the one on the right to 1 minus cosine squared. Then we could add cosine squared over. So 4 cosine squared is equal to 1. We'll divide by 4 and square root. So cosine of x is equal to plus or minus 1/2. Cosine is 1/2 or negative 1/2 at the pi over 3's. So pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, and 5 pi over 3. Number 70, we can change sine of 2x to 2 sine of x cosine of x. That's equal to sine of x. Let's subtract over sine of x. Now, you might be tempted to divide by sine of x and get rid of it, but we don't want to get rid of answers. We'll factor them out so we still have this as an answer. Now we want sine of x equal to 0. Sine is 0 at 0 and pi. 2 cosine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. 2 cosine of x is equal to 1. Cosine of x is equal to 1/2. cosine is a half at pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Number 80, let's use the pattern for the sine of addition. On number 80, let's use the pattern for the sine of x plus pi over 3. It's sine of x cosine of pi over 3. For sine, it's the same sign. That's going to be plus cosine of x, cosine of x. Oop, there we go. Cosine of x, sine of pi over 3. And then we'll do the angle addition formula for this one as well. So we're going to go plus sine of x, cosine of pi over 3, minus cosine of x, sine of pi over 3, and that's all equal to 1. Well, these are opposites, so those cancel each other out, and then there are two of these. We have 2 sine of x, and then the cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2, and that's equal to 1. Well, these cancel each other out. We end up with sine of x equals 1, and x is now equal to pi over 2. On number 102, let's minus cosine over, and we'll subtract 6. Negative 11 is equal to 2 cosine of x. Cosine of x is equal to negative 11 over 2, but that's a trick question because cosine can't be less than negative 1. So this one has no solution. On 108, let's minus 2 tangent over. Factor out a tangent. That leaves secant x minus 2 equal to 0. Tangent of x equals 0. Tangent is 0 at 0 and pi. We're going to set secant of x minus 2 equal to 0. And we want to know where secant of x is equal to 2. Well, the reciprocal of secant is cosine. If I write cosine here, that's really, I've taken the reciprocal of the left-hand side. Now I just need to take the reciprocal of the right-hand side. And cosine is 1/2 at pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Let's review a little 5.3. We have 1 minus tangent squared is cosine of 2x over cosine squared of x. Well, one of the 3 choices for cosine of 2x is cosine squared minus sine squared. That's over cosine squared. Now let's use common denominator. Cosine squared over cosine squared minus sine squared over cosine squared. And that's 1 minus, and sine squared over cosine squared is tangent squared. In exercises 35 to 38, use the power reducing formulas to rewrite each expression as an equivalent expression that does not contain powers of trigonometric functions greater than 1. Sine squared x can be rewritten as 1/2 minus 1/2 cosine of 2x. And cosine squared can be written as 1/2 plus 1/2 cosine of 2x. Let's FOIL. First gives us 1/4. Outside is 1/4 cosine 2x. Inside is negative 1/4 cosine of 2x. Last gives us negative 1/4 cosine squared of 2x, because we're taking cosine times cosine, that's going to give us cosine squared. Well, we're not quite to powers of 1 yet. We have 1/4 minus 1/4 times 1/2 plus 1/2 cosine of 4x. This 2x causes us to write the 4x there. Let's distribute the 1/4. We have 1/4 minus 1/8 minus 1/8 cosine of 4x. 2/8 minus 1/8 is 1/8 minus 1/8 cosine of 4x. Now everything has a power of 1.